When menopause took my energy, I was so tired, I could barely function. And my doctor? She told me it was a normal part of menopause and I should just get more rest. But this wasn't normal. This was debilitating. This was the kind of tired that sleep couldn't even touch. It was a bone-deep, soul-crushing exhaustion that made me feel like a ghost in my own life. If that sounds like you, if you're waking up just as exhausted as when you went to bed, if you feel like your get up and go has got up and gone for good, I'm here to tell you, you're not alone, you're not imagining things, and you absolutely do not have to just accept it. My name is Ava, and for a long time, I really thought that this profound fatigue was my new normal. I was dismissed, I was frustrated, and I was losing hope. But I refused to give up, and I eventually found the exact things that targeted the hormonal root cause of my fatigue. In this video, I'm going to share every single step of that journey with you, the frustrating lows and the solutions that finally gave me my life back. The normal, that wasn't normal. It started small. I just need an extra cup of coffee in the morning. Then I started hitting a wall at 3 p.m., a wall so solid that just thinking, let alone working, felt impossible. Pretty soon, that wall was there when I woke up. I was dragging myself through each day, completely running on fumes. Simple things, like carrying groceries up the stairs, felt like climbing a mountain. I was living in a constant brain fog, forgetting words, appointments, why I even walked into a room. Sound familiar? I bet it does. I remember one afternoon, sitting in my car after work, and I just didn't have the energy to turn the key and drive home. I sat there for 20 minutes, just empty. It wasn't just physical, it was emotional, too. I was irritable, anxious, and I started pulling away from friends and family because I didn't have the energy to be present. I felt like all the joy had been sucked right out of me. Of course, I went to my doctor. I explained everything, the exhaustion, the brain fog, the night sweats that would wake me up drenched and ruin my sleep. I sat there, just desperate for an answer, for any solution. And I was told, with a nice little smile, this is all very normal for a woman your age. It is perimenopause. Try to get more rest, maybe do some light exercise. I wanted to scream. I was trying to rest. I was going to bed early, I was doing all the things, but I still felt completely drained. To be told my debilitating experience was just normal, felt like the ultimate dismissal. It's a story I hear from women constantly, being told our symptoms are just burnout or depression, or that it's all in our heads. What I didn't know then, and what my doctor failed to explain, is that this isn't just being tired. It's a massive physiological shift happening in your body. Research shows that as our estrogen and progesterone levels drop, it throws our entire system into chaos. These hormones don't just manage our periods, they regulate our cellular energy, our mood, and even our sleep-wake cycles. And falling estrogen is also linked to a rise in cortisol, the stress hormone, which leaves you in a constant state of low-grade stress and burnout. It's a vicious cycle. The hormonal shifts disrupt your sleep with night sweats and anxiety. That bad sleep skyrockets your fatigue. And the fatigue makes you more stressed and anxious, which just messes with your hormones even more. And the numbers prove we are not alone. One study found that an incredible 85.3% of postmenopausal women reported feeling physically and mentally exhausted. That's not a small problem, it's a silent epidemic. The turning point. Taking back control, I left that doctor's office feeling more hopeless than ever. For a few weeks, I tried to accept it. Maybe this was it. Maybe this tired, foggy, shadow version of myself was who I was now. But then I had my turning point. I was looking at a photo of myself from a few years earlier. I was on a hike, laughing, and my eyes were so full of life. I didn't recognize that person, and I just got angry. I was angry at being dismissed, and I was angry at the idea of giving up on that vibrant woman. That's when I decided I was done being a passive patient. If the conventional path wasn't going to help me, I would have to find my own. I became a detective for my own health. I spent hours, then days, then weeks buried in medical journals, books, and podcasts from menopause specialists, doctors and researchers who were actually focused on this stage of life. I started to see a different story emerge. It wasn't about just surviving menopause, it was about managing it proactively. It was about understanding the root causes, not just slapping a band-aid on the symptoms. I learned that what I was experiencing wasn't a personal failing, it was a hormonal deficiency. And deficiencies can be addressed. Shifting my mindset from victim to advocate changed everything. I wasn't just getting older, my body was sending clear signals that it needed a different kind of support. And I was finally ready to listen. The treatments that actually worked. Through my research, and by finally finding a doctor who specializes in menopause, I landed on 3 key strategies that addressed the hormonal root of my fatigue. This wasn't a quick fix, but a whole-body approach that gave me my energy, my clarity, and my life back. Address the hormonal root with MHT. The single biggest game-changer for me was starting menopause hormone therapy, or MHT. For years, MHT, you might know it as HRT, was surrounded by fear and bad information, which is why so many doctors are still hesitant to even bring it up. But after doing my own research and speaking with a knowledgeable provider, I understood that for many healthy women, the benefits can absolutely outweigh the risks. A key part of the conversation is timing. Research suggests the safest time to start is often within 10 years of menopause or before age 60, but this is a conversation you need to have with your doctor. MHT is meant to replenish the estrogen and progesterone your body isn't making enough of anymore. If your thyroid stopped working, you'd take thyroid hormone. If you were deficient in vitamin D, you'd take vitamin D. This is the same idea. My doctor started me on a low dose of body-identical hormones, an estrogen patch and oral micronized progesterone. The change wasn't overnight, but within a few weeks, it was undeniable. The first thing I noticed? My sleep. The night sweats just stopped. I started sleeping through the night for the first time in years. And with better sleep, the brain fog began to lift. The crushing weight of fatigue started to ease up. I could think clearly again. My energy levels didn't just go back to normal, I honestly felt better than I had in a decade. I felt like me again. It is so important to have a real talk with a doctor who truly understands MHT to see if it's right for you, because it isn't a fit for everyone and there are lots of different types and doses. Optimize sleep beyond hormones. While MHT was a miracle for my night sweats, I had years of bad sleep habits to unlearn. Fixing my hormones was step 1, but committing to my sleep hygiene was step 2. My fatigue was so bad that I had to start treating my sleep like it was the most important job I had. First, I created a sleep sanctuary, and this was non-negotiable. My bedroom became a cool, dark, quiet zone. I got blackout curtains and made a strict rule: no screens for at least an hour before bed. The blue light from our phones and tablets really messes with your body's natural melatonin production. Second, I looked into supplements that support sleep. After getting the okay from my doctor, I started taking magnesium glycinate before bed. Magnesium is incredible for calming the nervous system and relaxing your muscles. I also found L-theanine, an amino acid from green tea, was really helpful for quieting my racing thoughts without making me feel groggy the next day. These aren't magic pills, but paired with good habits, they gave my nervous system the extra support it desperately needed. If any of this is hitting home, I'd love for you to share in the comments what your biggest struggle with menopause fatigue has been. Reading each other's stories is such a powerful reminder that we're all in this together. Manage stress and rebuild resilience. The final piece of the puzzle was tackling my stress. That constant fatigue had thrown my body into a chronic stress response, and my cortisol levels were keeping me in that wired and tired state. I learned that I just couldn't push through anymore. My body was screaming for a gentler approach. I started with an adaptogen called ashwagandha. Adaptogens are herbs that basically help your body adapt to and handle stress. For me, ashwagandha helped take the edge off that constant feeling of anxiety and being on high alert. Again, this is something you should definitely discuss with a provider who knows about supplements. Next, I completely flipped my approach to exercise. I used to think I had to do intense cardio to be healthy, but in my depleted state, that was just making everything worse. I switched to strength training 2 to 3 times a week. Building muscle is one of the most important things you can do during menopause because it helps boost your metabolism, which naturally starts to slow down. On my other days, I did gentle yoga or just went for a walk outside in the morning sun. This helped regulate my cortisol and actually gave me energy instead of draining it. Finally, I committed to just 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation every morning. That is it, 10 minutes to just sit and focus on my breath. It sounded way too simple to actually work, but it was profoundly effective. It helped me break the cycle of anxious thoughts and start my day from a place of calm instead of chaos. CTA and conclusion. Putting these 3 strategies together, dealing with my hormones, prioritizing my sleep, and managing my stress, created this powerful, positive momentum. It took time and it took consistency, but each small change built on the last one. I went from a woman who could barely get through the day to someone who feels vibrant, strong, and clear-headed. I've reclaimed my joy for living. This whole journey taught me that we have to be our own biggest advocates. We have to question the story that tells us suffering is a normal part of being a woman. It's not. Debilitating fatigue is a symptom, not a life sentence. There is hope, and there are solutions. I feel like a resilient woman, not because I put up with the hardship, but because I pushed through the frustration, educated myself, and fought for my health to come out stronger on the other side. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more honest conversations about navigating menopause with strength and knowledge. Your support helps get this information to more women who are feeling lost and need to hear that they have options. Remember, you deserve to feel good. Brighter days are ahead.